Hello to everyone who could join me for today's virtual session. We are going to be performing a dissection of a cow's kidney. Okay, so before we start, I'm going to just name a few things that you will need. The first thing you will need is a razor blade. This is around 3 rand at your local supermarket. Then you will need a kidney, obviously. This is around 25 rand at your local butchery. Then I will be using this pair of scissors. Just to point at the different sections that I am talking about at a given time. And then you will need latex gloves, sorry about that, latex gloves or surgical gloves. You can find these at your local clinic. You can just ask for them, or you can even ask your doctor or pharmacist. Okay, so if you cannot get that that way, you can use the gloves you find in hair dye, or you can also use the gloves you find in like you can go to a supermarket and see if you can find them there. Okay, so now let's start. Let's get right into it. If you do not want to use gloves, you can just have a piece of newspaper just to wipe your hands now and then, or you can just have a bucket of water where you can just wash your hands. Okay, so I will start by just telling you a bit about this kidney. This kidney is okay, so this side over here, this area over here, this is the cranial end of the kidney. Okay, so as you can see, it has a lot of sections. These are called the lobules, sorry. And I'm going to then move into the dissection of this kidney. Okay, so I'm going to open up one of the lobules using my razor. Just need to make cuts. Be careful, this is a very sharp object. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I've just made my cut over here. Okay, before I continue, it's a longitudinal cut, as you can see, and I will explain a bit about what you see over here. Okay, so what you see over here, the section over here, this is the renal cortex. The renal cortex is usually covered with a fatty layer. This is called the renal capsule, and the renal cortex and the renal capsule together protect the inner structure of the kidney. Okay, so usually over here, you will find the medulla. This is the smooth area over here. The smooth area and the renal cortex is the area where you will find nephrons, and this is where urine is produced. Okay, so then let's move into the hilum side of our kidney. I'm going to show it to you right now. As I said, I'm not using gloves, so I will just be wiping my hands and as I transport the camera. Okay, so over here, this is the hilum side of the kidney. This is the the cranial end of the kidney. And over here, these are your lobules. We talked about them. And then the structure over here, can someone tell me, or can you guess at home what the structure over here is called? I'm just going to give you a few seconds. Okay, so the structure that lies inside the renal sinus is called the renal pelvis. Okay, so this is the renal pelvis, and it goes in. Okay, so then when you are in your medulla, right, when you move up your medulla, you will find that there's nephrons I was talking about that are in your medulla and your renal cortex that form the urine, move urine down your papillary into your minor cortexes, your minor calyces, which are in your medulla, right? Then moves it into your major calyces, and which is connected to other lobules, right? And from which the renal pelvis area transports the urine into your urethra, right? So when the urine is now in your urethra, it goes into your bladder and then is then transported through your urethra into the outside. Okay, so I'm going to make another dissection, a longitudinal dissection along the kidney this way, so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So I suggest that you use both hands. I'm going to move away from the camera so that I can use both hands for this. I've made a longitudinal cut along our hilum side of the kidney, so just to expose the areas a bit more. This, as you can see, is your renal pelvis. I made a mistake, I cut the urethra slightly. The urethra slightly. Okay, just so that you can see a bit more, this is the major callus that then moves or differentiates further. going into the minor calyces that you will see inside the module that form part of your pyramids. Okay, so your pyramids, your renal cortex. Yeah, that's basically everything that has to do with the kidney. Now we have performed our kidney dissection. I hope that you had a good lesson, and please feel free to leave questions under the chat, and I hope you enjoyed the practical. Feel free to email me with any questions or queries. Goodbye. Enjoy your day.